So we'll take that discussion further about the grep command. I said grep is used for pattern matching, and until last session we have seen the different options of grep followed by the pattern and what happens when I give a single file as against multiple files. Then we discussed about how to search for a pattern at the beginning of a line, how to search for a pattern at the end of the line, and how to search for a pattern that's the only word on a given line. Then about the options that one could use with grep: -I for case insensitive search, -C is to print the count of matching lines, W to perform a word match instead of just a pattern match, -V which reverses the output of grep. In a normal working, as per the normal working of grep command, one would expect grep to print lines containing the pattern. With -V it will print only those lines which does not contain a given pattern. -L would print the name of the files and not the lines actually containing the pattern. So if I am only interested in the name of files when there are several files, and I am only interested in the name of the file instead of the lines containing the pattern. Today we'll see how to do further pattern matching using the square bracket operator. So here I have on my screen a file called as words.txt. Let's say it has CAT, CET, COT, BAT, CUT, BUT. It has multiple words. And I want to write a pattern match where only I am interested in finding a match for cat or cot. So I can say grep C followed by in square bracket A or O followed by T in words.txt. So understand how it works. Anything that is the pattern, this is the pattern number 1. So anything that is outside square bracket clubbed with any one alphabet within the square bracket followed by whatever follows. So it means match CAT or match COT if present. Because of this I don't get CET. Because of this I don't get CUT, because none of those pattern matches to this one. Certainly it doesn't matches to BAT and BUT, because both the words starts with a different alphabet in that case. So grep can be used to do a more powerful pattern matching, something like this, where I am trying to match multiple possibilities of a given word. Similar way, so matches line containing cat or cot. So which means if whatever appears in a square bracket, any one alphabet clubbed with whatever is at the beginning, whatever is at the end, it will match it. And if a probable match is found this way, it will show you those lines containing the pattern. Now here I am reversing the logic by putting a caret symbol inside the bracket, which means find me anything other than CAT and COT. So where this is inclusion of the alphabets within a square bracket, this is an exclusion of the alphabets within the bracket. So if I try to do it this way, so say, so it means don't match CAT and don't match COT. But then what to match? Then the alphabet must start with C and it must end with T. Whatever is the probable match, but it should not have in between CAT or COT for that matter. So if you see now in this case, it has matched CET and CUT, but not BAT and BUT. Clear? So this is a exclusion of the discrete list given into this square bracket, whereas this acts as an inclusion. Now one could do a range matching as well. So this indicates look for a word that starts with a C. It can have anything between CAT, CBT, CCT, CDT, CET, and stop there, because this is what is the range inclusion. But if there is something called as CFT, it won't match, because that F doesn't falls in the range A to E. If there is CUT, it won't match, because the U alphabet doesn't falls within the range. So I am saying look for something in words.txt. So it has matched CAT, it has matched CET, but it cannot match COT or CUT, because both O and U does not fall in the range inclusion that I have mentioned. The way you have range inclusion, on the similar line there is a range exclusion as well. So I said exclude the range between A to T, and then it must start with a C and it must end with a T. Again I am saying from words, this time it matches COT and CUT. So I excluded the range, which means it should not match CAT, CBT, CCT, CDT, CET, but then it would match others starting from the middle alphabet as F to Z. So when I said this matches line containing CAT, CBT, CCT, CDT, CET, but not CFT, because F doesn't falls in this range, but not CGT, but not COT, this is range inclusion. Whereas if I put a square bracket followed by a caret and followed by the range, then it acts as a range exclusion. So I am excluding that entire range, and then whatever are the alphabets matching to that excluded range starting with C ending with T, all of them would be matched. Now let's see what does this means. So in this case I am starting with this sign is called as a caret. So I am starting with something like this with words.txt. So see what it says. Now what is that caret at the beginning of a pattern means? Any line starting with that pattern. So my line is starting with a pattern C, AT, CBT, CCT, CDT, CET. So this is for matching the pattern at the beginning of the line. So I am not putting, so let's see two cases where I am saying there is a cat in the house. Use knife to cut it. So there is a cat and there is a cut as well, but not at the beginning of the line. So see what happens when I use a regular range matching. See here, even this word was matched, although it was not at the beginning. But when I use the other one, it doesn't matches the one that says there is a cat in the house, because here I said match the pattern only at the beginning of a given line. Now see what it means. So match the pattern at the beginning, which starts with C, exclude the range A to E followed by a T. That means only those words in the beginning of a line which are like CFT, CGT, COT, CUT would be matched. But they must appear at the beginning of a line. Now if I remove this, see also it matches use knife to cut it. So the cut alphabet or the word as such, anywhere it appears on the line, it matches this. But by just putting this caret, it says match the given pattern at the beginning of the line. Similar way, if I say this thing, this matches the pattern as at the end of a given line. So if I said with a range inclusion, match the pattern at the end of the line, so it is matching CAT because it's also the beginning as well as the end of the line. If I use this, this is range exclusion at the beginning of a line. So give me those lines that starts with C but should not include A and O followed by a T. So it says CET is that line and CUT is that line. So Unix has a very powerful pattern matching styles. You must understand what to put where. So then you can search for. So if you see, there isn't such a powerful pattern matching available in Windows. You can only search for a file with a given word, but I cannot comment on whether it should be the first word, last word, range inclusion, range exclusion, which is quite helpful in case of Unix. If you say grep followed by a pattern in more than one files, it prints that both.txt, the pattern is not found, then nothing would be printed. Cat both.txt, words.txt. If the pattern is not found, there would be no output. But if a pattern is found, then file name colon the line containing the pattern, this would be the output format. So at times, if you have the knowledge of the output, you can really make that use very effectively, use it very effectively in your shell script, provided you should understand the output. So you must learn the way a command with a given option produces the output. So what to anticipate. Once I have the output, what to do with that output, there's a lot more flexible commands where I can trim, trip, filter out the ones that I want. But that's further. So I can add more complex command line structure. But for that you must understand the way a basic command works. So if you would have used -L option, then in that case it would have just printed the file names without the lines containing the pattern that we have already seen in yesterday's session with a -L option. If let's say in this case, I was looking for a word called as pattern called as CET, but I'm not interested in the line containing the pattern. I'm only interested in the name of the file, and I'm searching it in more than one files. It seems like only both.txt has the pattern. This was the output. So I'm only interested in the name of the file. Note, you cannot search for multiple patterns using a single grep command. So single grep command can be used only to find one pattern at a time. So there isn't a way where I can say, let's say I want to match cat and but as a hard-coded pattern, not as a logic of putting square brackets and so on and so forth. So I can't say grep, cat and but in words.txt. It says it is anticipating this as a file. And since there is no file with the name but, it says there is no such file. Actually, I wanted to say I am looking for two words, cat and but, in my file words.txt. This can only be done via egrep. That egrep is the extended grep functionality. And then whatever you want to search, put it in single quote, pipe, single quote, whatever. So I am searching for three different patterns in word.txt. See here. So where I mention more than one patterns to be searched with a single command. This facility is not there in your grep, or until the grep has a -E option, because later versions of grep could search, but the traditional grep version couldn't search multiple patterns. So instead one could make use of egrep, where I can specify multiple patterns to be searched. So in single quote, pattern 1, pipe, pattern 2, pipe, pattern 3, so on and so forth. Put a close to that single quote followed by the file names. So in that case it can search for multiple patterns using a single command. And what if I would have to do it with the let's say I want to match a cat and a bat. So I would have said in square bracket either C or B followed by AT, isn't it? And in words.txt. So anything from the square bracket, C or B, followed by anything that follows, AT, followed by words.txt. So it matched cat, bat, and again on one line there was a cat. But if I wanted to search this pattern only at the beginning, I would have put something like this. So it says match a pattern only at the beginning of the line. That's why the last line was eliminated, because cat is not the first word on that given line, although it matches the pattern. So this way, if you see, the Unix command structure is very flexible. Very flexible. And if I wanted to match more than one brackets as well, then I would have been able to do it by saying anything that appears in another square bracket followed by this. See what it matches? So a combination of CAT, CUT, BAT, BUT, and all those patterns were found. Since I put a caret, it only searched for that pattern at the beginning of the line. So anything that is there in the square bracket followed by anything that follows inside another square bracket, any one combination followed by the word alphabet T. So it matched CAT, CUT, BAT, BUT. So this way one can put a custom logic to filter out the wanted ones from the unwanted list. So there's a huge list of words. I have only filtered the wanted ones from the unwanted list. So this way, if you see, the grep command provides you an enough flexibility to do the required search. Remember, by default grep performs a case sensitive search. If you mean to say anything otherwise, use -i. -i would perform a case insensitive search. So using the same logic and without using -i, can I perform a case insensitive search for, let's say, a word called as cat? See here, I said grep see here, case insensitive. I said capital case CAT should also match, lowercase CAT should also match, any random case CAT should match, because I included those words into square bracket, those alphabets. So either capital case or small case C with a capital case small case A with a combination of capital case or small case T, any combination can be filtered. This is as good as saying -i. So I am editing this words.txt one more time, and then I am putting all types of random entries: CAT, 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 CAT. So all types of cats are there now. If I use this, it matches all of them. This is as good as saying grep -i cat in this thing. So whatever was being provided as -i, I have performed the same case insensitive search with by putting equivalents or the probable matches of lowercase and uppercase alphabets in my pattern matching. So if you see this flexibility, you won't find it anywhere else, which makes that grep command very effective. Remember, in Unix you will be working against a command text, so there's no double click, open it in notepad, control F, search for a given word. So you don't have that luxury of using multiple windows, multiple applications to open your file. It's all black and white command window for you. And when it's a black and white command window for me, I must better have a command line tool to perform a command line based searches. That's where grep and egrep comes very handy. A simple one then, WC. WC stands for word count. Although the command says word count, it can count lines, words and characters in a given file. So I am doing it, I am creating a file here, sample.txt. This is line 1, this is line 2. And then I am saving this, and I am using WC command followed by the file name. In its most generic format, it's written as WC followed by options if any, followed by file list. When I do it this way, it says there are 2 lines, 8 words and 34 characters in the file. Let's count. 2 lines are evident, line 1, line 2. 8 8 words are evident. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total 8 words. Let's count the characters. So I am saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So I could count 32 characters, although it is saying 34. So looks like it has gone wrong in counting. I could see only 32, whereas it is counting it as 34. So understand why it says 34. I am using octal dump with BC as the option, and then I am counting how many characters are really there. This is the octal dump of that file to find out what exactly lies in the file. So there are 4, space is 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 as the space, 14, 15, 16, new line character, which is not visible otherwise. But in the octal dump command, I can see that there is a new line character. That's why the whole other text is appearing on the other line. Followed by this is again the 16 characters. Followed by /n. This /n is to indicate end of file. So this indicates this is where my file ends. So if I count now, it is 17 plus 17, 34, which means word count WC command counts lines, words and characters including hidden characters /n. That's why I see the count is showing as 34. But what if I do not want to see line count, word count and character count? I want to see only a couple of them. Say for example, it shows me line, word and character count. What if I want to see only line count? Then use the option only L. It only shows the line count. What if I want to see only words? Then use W. What if I want to see only characters? Then use C. What if I want to see line and words? Use LW. What if I want to see line and characters? What if I want to see word and characters? Clear? So accordingly, it filters out only whatever you want. In the absence of you giving any options, it stands -LWC, line, word and characters. Everything would be printed. People say, what if I do it with more than one file? So it says there are 2 lines, 8 words, 34 characters in sample.txt. There are 12 lines, 21 words, 86 characters in case of words.txt. Sorry, 12 lines, 21 words and 86 characters in case of words.txt. And total is 14 lines, 29 words and 120 characters overall. So understand the way a command is produced or the command produces the output. So this way when you give multiple files against it, it will print everything. What if I say some option with this one? Like I want just L. I want just L and W, lines and words. I want just words and characters. So it produces a total at the end. So very handy and a simple command. So when you give multiple files, it also prints the total at the end. So WC stands for word count, although it counts lines, words and characters. So which makes it very interesting. Next is, well, I wanted to do this command, but I think it's high time for us to visit the commands for VI editor. So I will park that topic momentarily because now you would need extra skills for editing a file. Cat command won't be sufficient at times. So let's understand VI editor first, and then I will resume my session on to the sorting of file commands on from the earlier session. So VI editor, it's a text editor number one, which allows you to edit files. So the way you have in your Windows Notepad editor or WordPad for that matter, on the similar lines in Unix there is a text editor called as VI. This is the first file editor ever designed in the computing era. Until then there were no file editors. So this is the only file editor that was ever introduced to the computing industry. This was then designed by an undergraduate student, Bill Joy, who was an undergraduate student then, who was exposed to Unix, and he found in Unix very interesting doing his graduate course then in the Berkeley University of California. And then he thought this is very interesting, but the operating system does not have a text editor. That time there was only line editor. So in Unix you could only edit one line at a time from a given file, but there was nothing called as editing the entire file at a time. And then, finding this as an insufficient, he started writing his own editor, and this is the editor that he has designed then. And you won't believe, the editor that he designed then, still today it stands one of the most powerful command line editing tool in the world. So it allows you to edit the entire file with ultimate flexibility. He thought of options which I still do not see in some of the most advanced text editors. So VI operates, now the technical understanding apart from the history of VI editor. The VI editor operates in two separate modes which are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive means there are two modes, command mode and input mode. Some people call it, there is a third mode also, which is like accepting scripts, so on and so forth. But basic of VI starts with only two modes, a command mode and an input mode. And I told you those two modes are mutually exclusive, which means either at a given point in time you would be in a command mode or you would be in an input mode. You can't be in both the modes at the same time. So understand what is meant by command mode. So I would read that line aloud for you. VI operates in two modes, command mode and input mode. And you toggle between these modes because they are mutually exclusive. So I can switch from command mode to input and input mode to command mode. Both of them cannot be active at the same time. Understand what I mean by command mode and what I mean by input mode. If your VI editor at any given point in time is in command mode, then whatever the user types in command mode, VI will try to execute it as a valid VI command. So whatever I provide as an input from my standard input device, the keyboard, VI will assume that I am going to type a command. So it will try to accept my input and would try to execute as if it's a command. Now whatever garbage you type from a keyboard, obviously this may or may not be a command. So in that case, some things it might reject, saying this doesn't seem to be a valid VI command. But if your input indeed was a command, then it will execute it as a command in VI editor. You can switch from command mode or you can switch to the command mode using the escape key. So assume I was in input mode. I want to type a command so that my VI can perform some activity on the basis of it. And I want to switch from input mode to command mode. You have to type escape. Escape will take you to the command mode. Then whatever you type, it will not appear as a text in the file. VI will treat it as if it's a command and will then try to execute it. The next one is input mode. So if I am not in command mode, that means I am in input mode. Whatever the user types in input mode, VI will accept it as a file text, whereas here it will try to execute as a command. So if I am in input mode, whatever I type, VI will assume that this is the text that I want to type in a file. If I was in a command mode, whatever I type again, VI will think that this is not the text that I want to type in the file, it is the command that I want to execute in a VI editor. You can switch to the input mode using I command, the small I. So see it here. I am opening sample.txt. Now see here, I am typing something. K, L, J, H. Is it typing my text? Instead, you must have seen there is some cursor movement, isn't it? See here again, I am somewhere here. I wanted to type, but I am not bothered about whether I am in command mode or input mode. So see what happens. I am by default in command mode. So I said H, H, H. What happens with the H? My cursor moves to the left by 1 character position. I said K, goes up by 1 line. I said J, takes me down by 1 line. I said L, L, L. It takes me to the right by 1 character position. So my standard keyboard is not working as if I am typing text. Reason is I am in command mode. And H, J, K, L are actually navigation keys in VI editor. Those like acts as an arrow key. So H takes me to the left, J takes me to the next line in my file, K takes me to the line above. If I type one more K, it will take one more line above, and L will take me to the right by 1 character position. So whatever I am typing here, VI is interpreting that not as a text, but it is interpreting it as a command, because I am in a command mode. I told you what it takes to go from command mode to input mode. From command mode to input mode, I. So let's say I am on a new line and I press I. The moment I press I, see what you see at the bottom. My mode is insert mode. Now I type H, J, K, L. See, understand the difference. So when I am in input mode, whatever I type will be accepted as a text in the file. If I am in a command mode, whatever I type, it may or may not be a valid command, but VI will try to interpret it as a command. And HJKL in that case was navigation keystroke in a command line, in a command mode of a VI editor operation. So it allowed me to move to the left, to the bottom, to the 1 line by up, or up by 1 line, and L to the right by 1 character position. Again I type HJKL. This time it's not acting as if it's a command. It's accepting as if it's a input. Now I pressed escape. Escape takes you to command mode. Now I am in command mode again. I said H, 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 H. See now, although I typed several H, it didn't accept it as a text in the file. It instead acted as if its H is a command, and H is indeed a command. H moves my cursor to the left by 1 character position. I said K, K. It takes me 1 line up. I said J, J. It takes me 1 line to the bottom. I said L, L, L. It takes me to the right by 1 character position. So HJKL in a command mode is a valid command, while in the insert mode it will type as if it's a text. So very important to understand the two modes. I am reading it aloud one more time. Command mode. Whatever the user types in a command mode, VI will try to execute it as if it's a command. You can switch to the command mode by typing escape. So you will be in command mode. If you are in a command mode, you want to go to the insert mode, type I. It will take you to the insert mode. In the input mode, whatever the user types in input mode, VI will accept it as a file text. You can switch to input mode by typing small I. So small I will take you to the input mode. And I told you they are toggling between, you have to toggle between command and input mode, which means either I could be in a command mode or I could be in input mode. So I am in input, go to command by pressing escape. You are in command, go to input mode by typing I. So you can toggle those switches. Now let's get started. First set of VI commands. Remember, there's no file menu, there's no icon, there's no toolbar, there's no pop-ups, there's no right click and a pop-up menu, nothing. Everything is in a black and white command window, the putty or the SSH client shell. So that makes it VI editor all command driven. There's no GUI. So let's understand those commands then. You can jump on a given line in the file by typing :n, where n is the line number you want to jump to. So I'm typing several lines now. Now wherever I am, let's say I want to jump on the 5th line. First, I must be, remember all of them, these are commands. So you must be in command mode to type it. So if I am in insert mode, as you can see in my VI editor, I am in insert mode. To go to the command mode, I must first press escape. Once your mode changes from input to the command mode, now you can type the command. The command says type :n, where n is the line number on which you want to jump to. So I am on line 3, I want to jump on line 5. So I said :5. So see, it takes me to line 5. I could say :1 and it would take me to first line. So I said :1, I am onto the first line. Still I am in which mode of VI operations? I am still in a command mode. But see what would happen if I was in insert mode like this. And now I say take me to line number 5. So it has accepted it as if it's a text that I want to type in the file :5. This is not what I wanted to do, right? So I wanted to go on a particular line. So change your mode from insert mode to command mode, because this is a valid VI command. So I said escape. Once I press escape, it takes me to the command mode, and then I can pretty much navigate to line 1, line 6. People say, what if I want to go to line 100 in a 7 line file? So see what I am doing now. The file is of 7 lines. Now I am saying :100. See where it takes me. So don't expect that it will type the remaining 93 lines and it will take you to the line number 100. Clear? So even if you type more than what you have, it will always take you to the last line. :83 takes you to the 83rd line. $$ takes you to the last line in the file. See here. Wherever I am on line number 2. If I type $, it takes me to the last line. What was the meaning of dollar in grep? End of the line. So here the $$ takes you to the end of the file. So dollar has one common meaning, that is towards the end. Now where in grep it's towards the end of the line. For here it's towards the, if I say $, it's towards the end of the file, that is the last line of the file. There's another way to go to the last line by typing Shift G. By Shift G I mean capital G. So if your keyboard is in a caps mode off, then you will have to type Shift G to produce a capital G. So see here, I am on line number 2 and I wanted to go to last line. I am pressing Shift followed by G, which is nothing but a capital G. If your caps lock is on, then would you still press Shift? No. In that case, you will only press G. So I am again on second line. This time my caps button is on and I press only G. It takes me to the last line. So navigation commands, the first of them is jumping on a particular line in a given file. Next is line above the current line. Use K or up arrow key. If you want to go to the line below the current line, type J. If you want to go to the left by one character, type H or left arrow key. If you want to go right by one character position, type L. This is what I explained in the command mode. So H, J, K, L, or for that matter, using the arrow keys. Up arrow key, down arrow key, left arrow key, right arrow key. Now people say why there are two things. Why there were two keystrokes meant for the same purpose. Remember, Unix was designed with the old keyboard layouts where I told you during our shell discussion that Korn shell does not support arrow keys, or for that matter even those 6 extra keys called as insert, delete, home and end, page up and page down. There were no such keystrokes available on the older keyboard design. So how do people used to navigate then? Using the genuine alphabet keystroke, that is H, J, K, L. H to the left, J to the next line, K to the line above, and L to the right by one character position. Now people say why you are telling then H, J, K, L, because nowadays keyboard have the arrow keys. Well, keyboard may still have arrow keys, but the VI editor program that you are using on your machine might be quite a older version of the VI program which cannot detect those keys. Example, if I am using Oracle Solaris operating system on Spark machine, and if I try to use those arrow keys, they may not work with the older version of the operating system, because the older version of the operating system used to come with a genuine VI program which was designed by Bill Joy. And that time those keystrokes were not trapped. People say then how come it works in Linux? Linux does not use VI. It instead uses VIM, which is a VI modified. So I said on the command prompt, which VI? See what it says? Instead VI is actually a VIM. VIM is a VI modified. So the latter versions of VI are made much user friendly because now the keyboard layouts have changed. They have added a support to trap, insert, delete, home, end, page up, page down, and those 4 arrow keys. That doesn't mean it will be available globally through all the VI editors that you come across in your life. It may or may not have. So it's good, instead of using arrow keys, start using HJKL so that you don't struggle when you work against the old VI editor. And I told you new VI editor also obliges those old keystrokes HJKL. So it doesn't say okay now I have arrow keys so I won't accept HJKL. It still accepts the HJKL keystrokes. If you want to go to the beginning of the current line, type caret. See here, I am again editing my file. I am somewhere here. So I am on line 4. I am on the third word of line 4. If I would have been in insert mode, the way you see in my VI editor, I am in insert mode. First, to type a command, I must be in command mode. So I would have typed escape. The moment I type escape, I am in a command mode now. Now to go to the beginning of the line, I would have pressed caret. That is shift and the 6 keystroke. The digit 6 with a shift will produce a caret. So it takes me to the beginning of the line. If I want to go to the end of the current line, I am on whatever line, I want to go to the end of it. I would type shift 4, which produces the dollar symbol, and it takes me to the end of the current line. If you want to navigate to the beginning of the previous word, type B. It will navigate to the left, beginning of the previous word. See here. This one, I am on N. Character N is where my cursor is blinking. On line number 7, word number 5, and the third character of word number 5. If I type B, see what it takes me? To the beginning of the word, the previous word. So I am in N, so my previous word must be line. If I type one more B, it takes me to the beginning of the previous word. If I type B, it takes me to the beginning of the previous word. If I type B, it takes me to the beginning of the previous word. If I type B, it takes me to the beginning of the previous word. If I type B, see here, so it takes me to the previous line. It has just done a line change. I type B, beginning, B, beginning, B, beginning, B, beginning. So understand this. Navigate to the beginning of the previous word, B. It is used for left navigation. What if I use W? So I am here. I said W, 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 W. So understand what it is doing. Navigate to the beginning of the next word, which is for right navigation. So these are all the navigation keystrokes. So the more fluent you are onto the VI editor, easier would be your life. Otherwise it's a DBA who is paralyzed, because you can't work with a VI editor. So I have seen cases where people type it in notepad, then copy paste it in VI editor, because the only command they know in VI file name, save and come out. They don't know how the editing part of it or navigation part of it. And then they realize that they have typed something wrong. Then again they open the VI editor, copy it in notepad, do the correction, copy it back and paste it in VI editor. So this is called as half paralyzed. So instead it's lot more easy to learn the commands. Next is editing commands. If I want to go to insert mode, I told you earlier, from command mode to insert mode, it will take you by I. Understand this. Wherever I am in the command line, in the command mode rather, and I wanted to type something here. I type I, so my cursor stays there, but my mode changes from command mode to insert mode, and then I can type. Once done, if I want to go to command mode for some reason, again press escape. The moment I escape, press escape, the line which was showing here that I was in VI editor's insert mode, that line has disappeared, which means I am in a command mode again. X is used to erase the current character. See here. I am here. I am in a command mode. If I type X, it erases the current character. If I am here on H, I type X, it erases the current character. X, current character. X, current character. X, 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 X. So wherever your cursor is blinking, that particular character would be erased if I type X. 1 X for one character. To delete the current word, type DW. So I want to delete the current word, this one. I typed, I must be in a command mode number 1. I said DW. So whatever was my current word, from that character position it deleted the current word. But what if I want to delete the exact word? I was like this. Then go to the beginning of the word and then type DW. So DW is for delete word. But where should be you while typing this one? At the first alphabet of that word. Otherwise it will delete that word from your current character position till whatever lies thereafter. So if I wanted to delete HJKL as the whole word, I must go to the beginning of that word and type DW. Clear? To append to the current character position, type small a. So I am here. Let's say this is what it was. This is my original line. Now I want to append to the current character. So instead of R, I want random. So see what I do. I take it to the R. I am still in a command mode. Now I want to, instead of R, I wanted to actually type random. So if I press small a, see what happens. Currently my cursor is blinking at R. I type small a. My cursor has moved to immediately to that character on the right, and my mode also has changed from command mode to insert mode. Then I type ANDOM. Clear? So small a appends to the current character position, whereas capital A appends to the current line. See here. This is my line. Which mode I am into? I am into command mode. I wanted to type at the end of my current line. So people would say, okay, I know. Go to the end, press A, press space, and then type whatever you want, right? I am telling you an alternative. I want to append to the end of the current line. Small a appends to the current character position. Capital A, which is shift A, appends to the end of the current line. So I am at the beginning of the current line. Wherever I am, it doesn't matter really. I press shift A. See where my cursor is blinking now? Next character of the last word on the current line, and my mode also has changed from command mode to insert mode. Then I type line. Clear? So capital A appends to the end of the current line. To toggle the case of the current character, press tilde character. See here, I want to toggle the case. I said shift followed by that grave accent key prior to 1. I said, and see what happens. I am pressing it once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See what it has done? It has toggled the case. All of my random word was in lower case earlier, and I went to R and I kept on toggling by saying shift and the tilde character. Whatever was my cursor position then, the word underneath it was changed to the reverse case. See one more time. I am at R. All of it is in uppercase. I want to toggle the case. I said tilde, 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 tilde. If I press tilde, do you see an uppercase space? Currently the space is in lower case. If I press tilde, the space also converted into uppercase now. Have you noticed? The space also got converted to uppercase because you are filling. Well, so to replace the, so tilde will change the case, not for the white space though. To replace the current character where your cursor is blinking, use small r. It only replaces one character at a time wherever your cursor is blinking. See here. Instead of I wanted to type A. So take my cursor there. There is LINE as of now. I want to make it as LANE. So take your cursor to the character which you want to replace. You must be in command mode. I am indeed in command mode. Type R. R replaces the current character. So I am currently in a replace mode. So I am already in input mode now, but although it's not showing because it's not a true input mode, it's momentarily in insert mode only to allow you one character replacement. So I went to that alphabet, I pressed R. Now I am not in insert mode, I am in a replace mode. Then I type with whatever alphabet I want to replace it. I said A. See what happened? I was replaced with A. So instead of line, it became now lane. I believe for some of you the screen hasn't refreshed yet. Now it has refreshed. So now instead of line, you see there is a lane. But small r only allows you to replace one character at a time. What if I want to replace a series of characters? Then go to wherever you want, from where you want to beginning the replacement. So I am at L. And then I press Shift R. See what appears on my screen? Replace. And then I type with whatever I want to replace. So the replacement continues as long as I am typing. Still it is in replace mode until I say end of replace, escape. I am back into the command mode. Escape takes you to the command mode. So while small r allows you to replace only the current character, to replace a series of characters, use capital R. To change the current word, use CW. See how it works. I want to replace random. So I want to replace random with something else. Let's say instead of random I want to type text. So I said CW. See what happened the moment I type CW? The word was erased like DW. Delete the word. But delete word does not takes you into the insert mode. So here CW has taken me to the insert mode. Now I can type whatever I want. It is still in the insert mode. Once I want to say enough of my typing, say escape. Back into command mode. So see how the command works. Go to the word, beginning of that word, type CW. Automatically the word will be erased. But not only it will erase, you will be also in a insert mode. Once you are in the insert mode, type whatever you want. End the typing by saying escape, which means take me back to the command mode. I am done with my typing. So CW allows you to change the current word. To add a new line below the current line, type small o. I am on line number 3. I want to insert a new line below. I want to insert a new line below. So I said O, small o. See what happened? It opened a new line below. Then type whatever you want. I am back into command mode. Again I am on line 3, but this time I want to insert a line above. Use capital O. So it opens a blank line above my current line. Small o opens a blank line below my current line. Again I am typing. Clear? To add a new line below the current line, type O. To add a new line above the current line, type capital O. Now to cut or delete the current line, go to the line and press DD. So I want to delete this line. Go to that line. I am already on that line now. This is a new line. I want to delete it. Delete is nothing but the cut operation, which is Control X. in case of a classic Windows scenario, cut. So I said DD. See what happened? The entire line was deleted or cut. So it's no longer there in my file. Although it's no longer in there in my file, it's still in the buffer of VI editor. So it's not delete, it's cut. Because cut sends that line, whatever you cut from a file, into the buffer, clipboard buffer. So it's like in a clipboard buffer for me as of now. So that line, if I want to paste it somewhere, see how I can paste it. So it's anyways cut from my file. I want to paste it below this line. This is line 6, below this one. So I said, I must be in command mode. I said P. See what happened? P pasted the line that I cut below. Again I go to this line number 6. This time I say capital P. See what it has done? It has pasted it above. To paste the line below the current line, type P. To paste the line above the current line, type capital case P. So I said to cut the current line, use DD command. To undo the last action, you can type U. So see what I am doing now. Instead of new, I change it to old. I want to undo it. I said U. In a command mode U, it will undo my last action. To paste the line above and below, this I already discussed. To join the line below with the current line, type capital J. See here, I am on this line which reads, this is a new line. I want to join, is this line 6 with my current line? I would say shift J, which is capital J. See what happens? So the below line has wrapped up and has joined with my current line. To delete multiple lines, now I am talking about how to delete several lines from the file. To delete lines between line number 2 and line number 5 both inclusive, means 2, 3, 4 and 5, type the command colon 2, 5D. So I would not know otherwise. So I am setting line numbers. Let's not worry what I did. Anyways, there's a discussion on this. So I want to delete line 2 to 5. Then I would type colon 2, 5D. So starting with line number 2, ending on line number 5, D for delete. See what happens. So ideally this should disappear, isn't it? I said enter, isn't it? I said escape U to undo. Clear? To delete all lines in the file, all lines means line number 1 to the last line. So I can say colon 1, first line, comma dollar, dollar indicates last line, D. So I can say colon 1, comma dollar D. All the lines in my file are erased. I am again saying escape U to undo my action. To delete all lines from line number 1 to the current line. So I am here on line number 5. To delete from line number 1 to current line, even when you don't know the line number, somebody would say, why don't you type 1, 5D because you are on 5th line. Why you know that I am on 5th line? Because I have enabled line numbers on the left edge. What if I have several lines in a file and I have not enabled line numbers? Current line is indicated with a dollar, with a dot. So see what I am saying, colon 1, dot D, where dot indicates my current line. In my case it was line number 5. I said enter. See here. To delete all lines from current line to the end of the file. Current line is again indicated as a dot. Last line is indicated as a dollar. So I am saying I am here, line number 6. I said colon excuse me, dot comma $D. Clear? So from my current line till the last line. If I want to delete from the current line next 7 lines, then I can type dd is to delete current line. 7 dd will delete 7 such lines starting from the current line. I won't do it for 7 lines. I will do it only for 3 lines. So I am on line number 6. I would say 3 dd. So it has deleted 6th, 7th and 8th line. So it has deleted 6th, 7th and 8th. Clear? So this is called as a repeat factor. So how many times to repeat the command? So this is command and prefix with a number, which is called as a repeat factor. To copy the current line, go to that line and press YY. So I am here. I said YY. So the line was copied. Copied where? Copied into the buffer. And now I want to paste it somewhere here. So small p or capital P depending upon paste below or paste above. I said paste below. See here, this proves that the line was copied. To copy 4 lines including the current line, use the repeat factor again. If YY is to copy, 4 YY is to copy the current and next 3 lines. So I am saying it here. I am here. I want to copy 3 lines overall, including 7, 8 and 9. I am on line number 7. So I would say 3 YY. So see what it shows a message. 3 lines yanked. So 3 lines were copied. Now wherever I want to paste it, I will go there. I want to paste below, I will say P. See, the 3 lines were pasted. People say, can we apply the repeat factor to paste as well? I said yes. So go here. I want to paste the yanked lines 10 times below. So I said 10 P. Now see here. The same copied lines were pasted 10 times below because I used 10 followed by small p. If I would have used 10 followed by capital P, 10 times they would have been pasted above. I am undoing my action. Then certain miscellaneous commands. To display the line numbers on the left edge, use :se space nu, which is for set number. One could type the entire command also. First let me disable it. By default VI editor displays it like this. No line numbers on the left edge. What if I want to display line numbers? Type se space nu or set number. SENU is a shortcut. Or you could have said :set number. To remove the line numbers on the left edge, type :se NONU, no numbers, or :set no number. So I am typing :SENONU, no numbers. To display the file summary, press Ctrl G. So wherever I am, I pressed Ctrl G. See what at the bottom it shows the file summary as sample.txt. The file is modified from the last time I have opened it. There are 13 lines and I am on line number whatever, which is 53% of the total file. See, I am on line number 7 in a 13 line file. So 13 line number 7 out of a 13 line file is a 53% of the total text. If I go here and again I press Ctrl G, it says 92%. So I am on line number 12 of 13 lines, which is 92% of the total file. I am on the last line and I press Ctrl G. See what it says? 100%. Clear? So it displays you the file summary. To turn off the case sensitivity in VI editor, use :SEIC, set ignore case. Or you can say :SE no IC, to reconsider the case sensitivity. So I am saying I want to search for a word called as capital case line. So I will have to type exactly the same way because Unix performs a case sensitive search. What if I want to do case insensitive based search? So first I must disable the case. I said SCIC. That's it. So now it will ignore my case sensitivity for any further commands that I use during search. If I want to reconsider the case, I would type :SC no IC. So no IC means no ignore case. Now it will again consider, or it will again do searches which are case sensitive. Clear? Next one is search. So I want to search for a pattern. So say slash followed by whatever you want to search. So I want to search. So I said slash line. See why it didn't match this line, this line, this line, this line, and only this one? Because I mentioned it as a capital case line, and by default VI is case sensitive. What if I want to do case insensitive search? Then first I must disable the case by saying :SCIC. Now the case is disabled. See how many matches it found now. Irrespective of the case now, which is suppressing the case related ones, that means ignoring the case. So there is a line here, there, and everywhere. Clear? Again one more time. I said slash line. Slash line. Line is the pattern. Slash is search from top to bottom. And then I said enter. I said slash line. I am on line number 1. See where my cursor is blinking? First, I want to jump to the next match. Type N, 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 N. See what happens now once I type one more time N. See at the bottom of the text. N, see what it says? Search hit bottom, continuing at top. So how it is searching? From top to bottom. Again I am saying N, 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 N. Again it says search hit bottom, continuing at top. Understand this now. To search a given word from the beginning of the file, that is top to bottom search, use slash followed by the pattern. If you want to do a reverse chronological search, that is from bottom to top, then you should use question mark followed by pattern. See where I am now? I am on line 1. I am here. I want to search for a given pattern. At the end of the line I am saying question mark followed by the pattern, followed by enter. See where is it blinking now? At the last line. I said N, 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 N. See what happens. This was the last N from bottom towards up. I type one more N. It says search hit top, continuing at bottom. What was the earlier message? Search hit bottom, continuing at the top. So it's the only order that matters. When you say slash followed by a pattern, it searches from the beginning till the end. When you say question mark followed by pattern, it searches from the end till the beginning. And again the search would wrap at the bottom with a question mark. A search would wrap again top in case of a forward slash followed by a pattern. And now it was matching this line as well, because I am doing a case insensitive search. What if I say :SC no IC? So no ignore case. Now I search slash line. See, it never matched this line this time, because I am doing a case sensitive search this time. Clear? That is where there is a significance of ignoring the case and not ignoring the case. So that is only applicable for search. So what it would search for? Case sensitive based search or case insensitive search? Next one is search and replace in the entire file. You can say colon % to indicate entire file. S is for substitute. This with that means search for the word this, replace it with that. See what happens. I said colon % to indicate entire file. S for substitute. I want to replace whatever is, or rather this with that, slash enter. See here, this was replaced with that. Here it was, this is line 1, this is line 2, now that is line 1, that is line 2. So search and replace. This is very important to understand what it means. % to indicate complete file. S to indicate substitute. Followed by the pattern to be searched. Followed by a pattern with which it needs to be replaced. Followed by slash. Now understand what are the problems here. I am saying random.txt. This is line this is line this. I type some random string. I say type second line is this. Is this the second line? Understand now. I said replace this with that. So I said colon in the entire file % substitute this with that. That's it. Now what do you think would be replaced? What will be here? That. 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 Now notice, this is my file. I am copying it and I am pasting it. You are expecting this to be converted to this is my original line. This is how you are expecting it with the command that I typed. So I said colon % as this, that. That's it. See now. See what happened? Is it what you expected? So what has happened? Only the first occurrence on a given line of alpha, the word combination this was replaced with that. Subsequent occurrences were not changed. So only first this was replaced with a that, subsequent occurrences were never changed. Only first this was changed with that, subsequent occurrences were not changed. This is where /g option comes handy. One more time. I said, see here one more time, this is my file. Now I am saying escape colon %s. Search in the entire file and substitute this with that. Last time we stopped here. I said G this time to do global replacement. Now once I press enter, now this is what you wanted actually. By global replacement we mean you should not replace only the first occurrence with the replacement, but every subsequent occurrence on a given line should also be replaced. So now this is the first occurrence, the first occurrence. So it didn't replace only the first occurrence, but every repetitive occurrence on a given line was also replaced. That, and that. So G is for global replacement. So I am back to my V editor. So earlier I replaced it with only this one. Next time I replaced it with /G. The default behavior of replace is to only replace the first occurrence of a given word from a given line. To be able to replace all the occurrences of a given word on a given line, use G for global replacement. Very important. Now see here. Using the same logic, I want to replace the word is with was globally. See what happens now. I said %s, search for is, replace it with was, /G means do a global replacement. Mean on a single line if there are more than one occurrences, replace all of them. Now hold on. Before you tell me what is that I am expecting. So what do you think it would be replaced? This is my original text. So you are expecting was, you are expecting was, you are expecting was, you are expecting was. Is this correct? This is what you are expecting. See here now. So I said %s is with was /G. Now observe. See what has happened. So there was a is in the word this as well. That also got replaced. Is this what you wanted to do? You never wanted to do the replacement of this, the is part of the word this. You wanted to replace a whole word is with a whole word was. Isn't it? So I am nullifying it. Clear? How to accomplish this now? Then whenever there is something called as confusion like this one, you can ask for a confirmation before replacement. See how I am doing. % for entire file, S for substitute, followed by the pattern to be searched, followed by a pattern to replace, do a global if there are more than one occurrences, but C to get a confirmation before replacement. Now see what happens. I pressed enter. So which part is highlighted? this, the pattern is highlighted here. See here, the black one. It says replace this with was. Yes, no, all, quit. Only from the current line. Only the current occurrence or $y depending upon your response. So see here. I said, is this what you want to replace? No, I am typing N. No. See what it has happened to my screen now. So it has skipped that, it has moved on to the next. Is this what you want to replace? So I said N, it has skipped that, moved on to the next. Is this what you want to replace? No, it has skipped that and moved along. Is this what you want to replace? This time I am typing Y. Is this what you want to replace? No. Is this what you want to replace? Yes. Is this what you want to replace? No. Is this what you want to replace? Yes. Is this what you want to replace? N. Is this what you want to replace? Yes. Is this what you want to replace? No. So C is to get a confirmation before replacement. So C is for the confirmation part. Now to save a file, if you edit some file, let's say I have created a blank file opened. I am going into insert mode and I am saying I am done for the day. I have made the changes. I press Ctrl G to display you the summary. Or to save it, what one can type? :W. So I am saying :W. See what it says now? The file is saved. So W is to save whatever you have done. Q is to quit. So I am saying colon Q. I am out of VI editor. Colon WQ is to save and quit. Now people say, is it as good as typing colon QW? Answer is no. You can't quit, and after quitting you can't save, right? So first you have to save and then you have to quit. So colon WQ to save and quit. To discard the changes and quit. So I have opened a file. I have made changes. But I don't want to save this. I want to quit without saving. Then you must say colon Q. Q is for only quitting. But when can you quit? When there are no changes. So if I type only Q, see what it says. Looks like you have modified the file, but you are quitting without saving. Is this good? Whatever. Then I said, oh, I realize I made some changes, but I don't want to save them. So I said colon Q exclamation. Means quit without saving. Now if I type what is there in my random.txt, the line is not saved. So to discard the changes and quit, say colon Q exclamation. To save and quit a read-only file, obviously owned by you. You can't do it for others, right? It was a read-only file. Means there was no write permission. If I want to save and quit, I am the owner. I can do so by saying colon W to write, Q to quit, and exclamation to forcibly write even when there is no write permission on the file. It still allows me to do that because I am the owner of the file. Clear? So see here, I am saying chmod 400 on random.txt. I am showing you what is random.txt. Is there a write permission for me now? But I am the owner of the file. I am editing this file. It says changes made here. I want to save and come out. So I said WQ. See what it says? Is a read-only file. Option, if you want to save it and come out, say WQ exclamation, which is forcibly save and quit. I said WQ exclamation. Now if I show you the file, the text got saved. Although I never had a write permission on the file. So since I am the owner, I can always change it to write, and using chmod command, make it writable, edit it. Once edited, save it and come out. So instead it allows you a bypass saying WQ exclamation because the file was read only. Sans write means missing write. That's why I could come out by saying WQ. You can edit more than one files in VI editor, only one at a time though. So I said VI random.txt sample.txt. The first one that is opened is random.txt. I want to go to the next file. So I said colon N. See now in which file I am? Sample.txt. I said colon N. See what it says now. Cannot go beyond the last file. This was the last file in my 2 file list. Then in that case I can come out by saying colon Q. Clear? So navigate through multiple open files in VI editor by saying colon N. Well, that's the end of the VI editor from my side. These are, remember, the frequently used commands that one has to master. You like it or you don't like it, VI doesn't care. Your employer doesn't care. So you have to care yourself. And that is to practice VI editor. There are several commands. Until you are very fluent, your life at workplace is going to be really miserable. Clear? So thanks for joining into this session.